Raven 5678 here, and welcome back to the Sinking City. Alright, so, yesterday, we basically finally finished up a long-ass side mission. And so, continue with the main quest. Got to this one place where we found out, that we went to a fish market, met some hot chick, and went to this place, and they're like, found out like some dude is poisoning the fishes that these people are, you know, giving away to the poor. Yeah, what assholes. But I'm sure there's some kind of agenda behind it. Both behind, you know, the people who are giving away from, you know, fishes to the poor, and then the people who are trying to, you know, poison the fish for some reason. Yeah, I mean, let's try to remain vigilant here, in both areas and both sides, so we know what both sides are trying to gain here, you know, what benefits them. So, who knows, maybe one side actually cares about the people of Oakmont, and then the other side just said fuck all of them, or vice versa.
Take as much as you need.
I've got news about your fish storage problem.
Oh, I'm all ears, Charlie.
It only looked like a robbery. Some guy broke into the storage to poison the fish. Near as I can tell, he succeeded. At least partially. I realize it's a lot to take on faith. Look, I've got a sample of what I think is the poison. Though I can't identify it yet.
See, protect us. That's terrible. What kind of man would do such a thing, and why?
I don't know. But I aim to find out.
We need to stop distributing the fish. We have to let everyone know about this. Kay knows how many people might already be affected.
What do you want me to do with the poisoner once I find him?
I'd bring an end to him right there if I were you. The police and court are useless these days.
That wasn't the deal. I'm a detective, not a hitman.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Report to me when you find him. I'll see that the reward will be more than handsome. If you know what I mean.
I'll, see what I can do.
One thing still bothers me. The guard at the storage, Daryl. What was he doing at the time?
Your guard was vigilant. He fought bravely, but...
I got you, Daryl Grimes! I got you, my boy.
Good old dependable Daryl. I hope he's okay. I'll see he gets his due. Goodbye, Charlie.
Told you I wasn't gonna rat my boy out.
Now, refresh my memory. Where's the university here?
I know it very well. Here, give me your map and I'll show you.
You were a student there, I take it.
Yes, that's right. I earned my degree there a while ago. Are you surprised?
I just wasn't expecting to see a college graduate working here is all. I never had the opportunity myself. Could say I'm a bit jealous.
You'll find that here in Oakmont, a woman can achieve much more than on the mainland. Our university has always accepted women with open arms.
See you later.
Alright, so... yeah, seems like the next thing we need to do is go look for the university. But let's go ahead and look at these stuff. The Daryl Grimes is still cringy. The guard from the EOD fish stores told me he scared away the burglar before he could steal anything. He's also told me that the burglar had a distinctive bald head. The label has been scraped off, and there is some powder residue on the bottom of the flask. Okay. And then the man who broke into the EOD fish stores somehow connected to the university. I saw we need to visit the university. Alright, first of all, before we do that, I need to see what that icon actually means. Evident masks are shown for currently selected case only. Select another case in this case, but the sewer and place relevant evident. Okay. Alright, so I just wanted to see what that little thing there meant, because in Sherlock Holmes, you know, Sherlock is also a chemist, so he knows how to, you know, do chemistry. But you didn't know that. Alright, let's see if we can try to find the university. which is not there. Oh, wait, no. Well, wait, there's Oakmont University Library, but I don't know if that's actually where I am supposed to go? Or is that it right there? Nope, there it is right there. Alright, cool. So, we will need to go to the Shells West, and blah blah blah. Alright. By the way, if the game is looking a little dark on YouTube, I don't know if this always been this dark when it's nighttime, but yeah, it's kind of dark to me too. So it's not just you, fam. All right. Whoa, I saw you levitate there for a second. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and go down here. Oh nope, I do not. I still want to go into the infected area. So I am quite curious to know if that is that cat rat thing. I am actually kind of like curious to know though, if you actually like kill all the monsters in the infected area, will it still be infected? So I don't know. I just know that the thing is, there's really no point of trying to fight monsters in the infected area because you're gonna run out of bullets a lot in this game. And yeah, don't do that. So it's kind of like in Silent Hill 2, where your resources are very it's very light, you know. Well, I guess it depending on what difficulty you play on. Well, you know, I'm a big strong man. We don't need to play it on easy. So I'm just kidding. You can be a big strong man and play it on easy if you want. So I got no judgment. Alright. So university should be around this block here. Oh, it's all nice sunshiny, so. Oh, okay, there it is.
Extra, extra. All the news that's fit to print.
How you doing, man? Yo, I felt the same way when I had to wake up and go to school every day. I understand. So, you can cry on my shoulders if you need to. Alright, let's go ahead and get this fast travel thing right here real quick. Boom. Alright.
All on sale. Today only.
Huh.
Welcome to the University of Oakmont. How can I help you?
You recognize this bottle? You know where it comes from?
Sorry. We have hundreds of bottles like this in the university.
Fine. I need to know what's in it. Any suggestions?
You need an analysis. Well, I'm sure someone from the Department of Medicine can help there.
Yo, look at that vampire dude just walking behind me.
I'm looking for Professor Westerbrook. You know where I can find him?
You're the one bringing him the specimen?
Specimen?
Oh, never mind. He's in the Department of Medicine. Let me show you.
You have a good day.
Goodbye, sir.
Something I can help you with, sir?
Wait, what? Yo, hold up, but, yeah, okay, either you have split personality or you have a completely different voice actor.
Something I can help you with, sir?
You don't even have the stutter. Oh my god. Alright, whatever. I'm just going to ignore it. It's gonna never happen. Okay, so... I'm not gonna lie, though. I wasn't completely paying attention. That vampire behind me just... Wait, where did he go anyway? Oh, there he is. Yep, there he goes. Obviously, he's not a vampire, but, I mean, he might as well be, because he looks like one. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to this, okay, I guess not. Whoa, hold up. I've seen your mask before. I think he's in one of my, my visions that comes on the screen from time to time. So, interesting. That makes me wonder if he's gonna come up, like, as a main character in through the gameplay? Is he gonna be like somebody who stalks you throughout the game, something like that? Cause that'd be fucking cool, actually. I mean, it'd be even cooler if they give you a hint, like in the beginning of the game. It's like you know, oh, there might be someone watching you, or I'll be watching you, stranger. And then, like, you know, just walking around the city, he's just an NPC. He's just walking around, you know, stalking you. So, I'm just saying. I mean, that's just an idea for any game release. So.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Oakmont University Department of Medicine. I'm Samuel.
Charles Reed, private investigator. I have a few questions if you don't mind. You recognize this bottle? Maybe you could tell me what's inside.
That's one of our lab bottles. We have a lot of them. As for what's inside, I'd need to run some tests.
Could you do that for me?
These tests aren't cheap. And the other day I could get right to it, but we're, somewhat hindered right now.
What's up?
Our lab is crawling with, well, creatures. Professor Westerbrook's research is a little unconventional, and something went wrong. Really wrong.
So, if I do a little pest control for you, you'll run those tests for me. For free?
Our budget is tight. You'd be helping the cause of science, Mr. Reed. Isn't that enough?
No.
Oh, I guess science could help itself.
All right. Yes, you solve our problem, and I'll run the test for you. Off the books. Here's the key for the basement.
Well, you know, honestly, hey, so Throckmorton, EOD is banned. To all staff and students of the University of Oakmont, henceforth any mentions of everyone obvious duty organization known as EOD is symbolic current and or past members, as well as espousing their beliefs, is forbidden on the university grounds on pain of dismissal and or expulsion. The administration has received numerous reports of EOD activity and outreach disguised as so-called charity work. Throughout our university and all over Oakmont, this dangerous activity has reached epidemic proportions and cannot be tolerated. Administration of the Board of Trustees. Very, very interesting. And Anna, that chick we talked at the fish market, was a student here, right? So, by the way, I just wanted to point out too that this guy's very acting very casual. But oh man, there's some fucking spooky ass monsters downstairs, man. You're so annoying. Yeah, I never seen where they are, and I know they could just rip my throat out and chew on my brain organ, but brain organs. Alright. I just wanted to point that out, how interesting it is. Alright. Let's do it. Let's
Budge.
This is how we do pest controls in America, people. So you got cockroach problems, you got rats. You know, just call an exterminator, and we'll do this the American way. Come on out, beaches. I like how they do a little battle over here. Woo! You miss. I can actually hit you still. You're gonna do that. Alright, smart. Oh, nope, not smart anymore. Alright, now the lab's clear. Oh yeah, it's try and go to the jump, of course. Alright. Alright, you know what? I'm actually curious though. I want to go ahead and investigate this lab a little bit further. While I'm dead. While I'm, down here. What the f...
I'm glad this thing is dead. Why do they even keep it here?
Obviously for research, right? Experiment log part 2. March 10th. With those pesky limitations removed, I can finally continue my experiments unhindered. I need to know more. The specimen remained alive even with half of its internal organs removed. It's fascinating. I'm on the verge of a breakthrough in biology as we know it. March 15th. I developed a way to reanimate their tissues even in one that's been dead for weeks. This is monumental. The possibility of possibility of it, the implications. Does this hint at something hidden, some trait present inside other creatures, and perhaps even ourselves? I will need to find volunteers. Ooh, I do not like the volunteer part. Alright. Yeah, they're definitely doing experiments and stuff like that.
What kind of person would even touch this? Not to mention dissect it.
Honestly, it would be the weirdest fucking shit to ever dissect, so. Weird? No, just it would go all over the news in one day if this was real, if this thing was real. Because a lot of people would be like, oh my god, fucking aliens are real, stuff like that, so. March 2nd, I have finally received a living specimen. Sadly, it's only the smallest one. I can kind of like hint at where all those creatures that we just shot and killed. I can just guess where they came from. Anyway, sadly, it's the smallest one. The grunt calls it Mr. Handsome, of course. But I think it needs a proper name. March 3rd. Was thinking about the name for the specimen all night. I began a series of experiments on the creature. So far, it has proven exceptionally resistant to all of the poisonous substances at my disposal, as well as acid and electrocution. It's shrieking, though it's bound to haunt me. March 5th. Last night I had a vision. Thousands of hands wrapped around me as a blanket, and I heard the name inside my head, Stygian Harvester. Ugh. I can't imagine having a dream like that. Just having a dream where there's just a bunch of like freaking hands just covering your body, stuff touching you everywhere. I don't know why, it's just me, but I get a little like, you know, weirded out when people just touch me in general. So
Some serious equipment they've got here. Oakmont University is clearly well funded.
okay, I don't know why my sanity is going low for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm looking at it. Stygian. Oh my god! Ooh, that's kind of scared me. Fuck up. Ooh, that kind of got me there. I didn't even expect that. Alright. We're going Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs a bit here. Calm down, Charlie. So, I'm kind of hesitant to go in here in case there's something else that's going to make me go crazy.
I wonder what would happen if I press this button. Should I or shouldn't I?
Well, you know, just in case these guys have like little like wall-mounted flamethrowers and stuff like that, I wouldn't. Alright. I think that's the first time this game ever kind of like shook me up a bit, so. Like I said, man, this game isn't Boo Haunted House, but it's, still, man. Just like the mystery behind it and you know, just the Lovecraftian element, man, is still, oof, yeah, uneasy. Samuel, a medicine student at the Department of wait, no. I'm gonna reread that. Samuel, a medical student at the Department of Medicine of Oakmont University, asked me to rid the basement lab of the creatures which have infested it. In exchange, he promised to analyze the poison for me. I cleared the monster from the Department of Medicine lab. Alright, well, I think we got all we need to, so let's go ahead and get our boy Samuel. Here he is.
Your lab is certified creature-free.
Excellent, Mr. Reed. You've done us a great favor. Now we can get things up and running again.
Your lab was, interesting. Running experiments on those creatures. What's up with that?
Oh, they're fascinating, aren't they? Convincing evidence of new branches in the evolutionary tree. Can you blame us for taking an interest?
Maybe not. But so much dead flesh down there, that's going to attract scavengers. Didn't you think about that?
Yeah, well, no. We'll be more careful in the future. Your point's taken.
My point is, start arming yourself up with freaking LMGs and bazookas and nukes and stuff like that. Cause yeah, you know, I mean, so far we've only seen like maybe like a handful of those types of creatures. But yeah, I feel like something bigger is gonna be like popping up at some point. So maybe Cthulhu himself. I don't even know yet. But I swear, that motherfucker starts talking to me though, I am gonna be listening to every word he says because Cthulhu is so awesome.
Okay. I've done my part. Here's the bottle. Now you run those tests.
Yes. Wait here. It shouldn't take long. We finished that analysis, sir. Well, it's ricin.
Ricin?
I know what it
A highly
is.
toxic poison extracted from castor beans. It's slow acting, but absolutely fatal to humans.
Yo, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and say what it is just so I can sound smart for myself. But basically, if you've never seen Breaking Bad, ricin is basically, obviously, a poison that kills you in a few days. And it's weird because, first of all, it's hard to actually catch ricin, when you're in the hospital. And secondly, it acts like the common flu. So, yeah, I mean, you just get owned from it, so.
How can you tell if someone's been poisoned with ricin?
The symptoms take several days to develop. At first, it's like a common cold. But over several days, well, it develops into hemorrhage, internal organ failure, and death. It's not a pleasant way to die.
So, where do you get ricin? This isn't something you can pick up from a drugstore.
About that. It is rare, but we have a certain amount of it here. For study, in our poison store. Or we did. I'm afraid that must be where it came from. The label had been tampered with, but it certainly looks like ours. Where did you find it?
Crime scene. Someone was trying to poison a bunch of fish with it.
This is horrible. I need to warn everyone in the university about this.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Remember when we found that the anti-EOD sign, when we first arrived here? That makes total sense, that whoever is poisoning the fish is actually, they're targeting the EOD. And I guess by what they're doing is poisoning the fish so the people can blame the people, so the people who, got the fish can blame the EOD because that's where they got it from. They're turning the public against them. That's not a bad idea, but then again, you are killing a bunch of innocents and poor people, so, it's fucked up.
Who's got access to where the poison's stored?
Only Professor Westerbrook has the key. His office is upstairs, right alongside Professor Cavendish's. Professor Westerbrook's not here, though. He's been sick for the last few days. Professor Cavendish is away as well. On vacation.
Where do they live?
I'm not sure, but probably somewhere in Advent. Most of the teaching staff live there. You don't think it was one of them?
I'm working on that. Can you let me upstairs?
Well... all right. This is serious. I'll help you. Here's the key, but please don't disturb the professor's things.
I'd like to know a bit more about your professors.
What do you want to know?
I want to know more about Westerbrook.
He's the head of our department. He's been here for, well, at least 30 years. He's one of the longest-serving staff we have. As you've already seen, he's particularly interested in the wild beast that recently appeared in our city.
Yeah, that's quite the unique fauna you have there.
I've no idea how he did it, but Mr. Throgmorton's men brought him live specimens for his research. He thinks he's on the verge of a breakthrough in evolutionary theory. A secret that, once revealed, will benefit all humankind.
Some secret should stay buried, 6 feet under.
You're not a man of science, are you? It's not about why. It's about what if.
Little, I guess, pointless fact that I learned from but in the early 20th and 19th century, or in late 19th century, they wouldn't call scientists. They would just call you a man of science. I don't know why, but basically between the early 1900s to the mid 1900s, that's when they started slowly developing, just calling everyone scientists, instead of saying man of science. But yeah, just once again, a pointless fact. But hey, you know what? The more you know.
What can you tell me about Professor Cavendish?
He's one of the most brilliant teachers we have here. A PhD at only 25. Just imagine. His biochemistry studies are second to none. Worthy of a Nobel Prize. If he could complete his work.
What's his problem?
I don't know. There's some kind of family trouble. It's made him standoffish and irritable, and easily distracted. I hope he gets through whatever he's going through. We need his talent, especially in these dark times.
Okay, I want to point out a reference that I just kind of picked up. I'm not going to say who I think it is yet.
I'll see you later.
But think about this, right? You know how I just mentioned that, I know a little bit about Ryson because of Breaking Bad? Well, anybody who's watched Breaking Bad knows that the main character is Walter White. So, get this connection, right? So, Ryson is being used in this game to poison the fish, right? Walter White, spoiler alert, will use Ryson in the show, to kill certain people. I mean, I'll try to be as I'll try to be as non-spoilerish as possible for anyone who's either currently watching Breaking Bad, or hasn't watched Breaking Bad, but you totally should. Anyways, well, the suspect that we're thinking who poisoned the fish is bald, right? And he's using ricin. I swear to God, if one of the professors has glasses and a goatee, I am straight up calling him like sus. Because if the devs are making a Breaking Bad reference, you know what? For making a Walking Dead reference, with Daryl Grimes, and if you're gonna bring up now another reference to a really good TV series, like Breaking Bad, then you know what, devs? I'll give you props for that. Professor George Cavendish. Alright. So let's go ahead and see. Fortunately, there's no family picture of him, or... that's interesting, right? Normally, you would actually, look around... family... Like a family man, who has his own office, normally would have a picture of his own family, so... Huh. Interesting. I mean, that's just something that I would think, anyways, that most business associates would have. Is at least a picture of their kids, maybe their spouse, something. Draft of an article. Brothers and sister, crossed out. Too familiar. My fellow American, crossed out. They are Americans too. Citizens of Oakmont. How much longer will we put up those fish-faced bass, crossed out? Ugh. The sea freaks, crossed out. How much longer will we put up with those forsaken degenerates who call themselves the UOD, crossed out? Okay. So, who's this again? Cavendish? Yeah, Cavendish. Sounds like he has a little hater boner for, he's been drinking up some haterade, for the EOD, which is quite interesting. Very, very, very interesting now. Whoops, wrong button.
This should be good enough to make a decent copy.
Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a beard, right? And this is a bald guy. Oh my god, this is a Walter White reference. That is fucking awesome, devs. You guys think you're slick with it, man, but come on. I mean, Frogware is like, it's just drastically becoming like one of my favorite developers of all time. Like, I'm enjoying their games, plus they have a lot of, they're putting in references to, stuff that they enjoy as well, and you know what, I enjoy them too. So Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure I missed some other stuff, but I mean, they're clever is what they are. Frogware is. Note from Professor Westerbrook. This is absurd. It's been 5 months and they still haven't finished repairing my office. I'm done sitting in the corridor like some kind of waiter. I won't step foot into this building again until the works are finished, or you give me Cavendish office. You tell that to the board. I'm through with this farce. Westerbrook. Right. Oh, I'll just let myself in. Yeah.
These bottles look exactly the same as the one with the poison.
Alright. Well, I think we have our guy. For sure. The poison thief. George Cavendish, and professor of Oakmont University, is the poison thief. He made himself a copy of the key to the poison locker. According to his students, he lives somewhere in Advent. Alright. Well, let's go get our man. Man, I can't wait to meet this dude, unless he's dead. But, oh my god, imagine if they actually had Bryan Cranston as, like, this guy's voice. Obviously, it's not. I mean, you can just tell by, listening to, that little vision thing that we had with the, key and all. But, still. I mean, hey, good job, devs. Again, good job.
I'll see.
Alright. So, apparently he lives somewhere in Advent. I mean, yay, but it's also going to be a problem because we actually need to know where he is. George Cavendish, professor at Oakmont University, the poison thief. He made a copy of the key to the poison locker. According to his student, he lives somewhere in Advent. Okay. Looks like we're gonna have to do some exploring in Advent, so. Or I can just look it up on Google and we can just, you know, automatically know where it is. So, which, honestly, I might do it. I saw you just into midair with that air. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, just do everyone a favor and just go ahead and just skip to wherever we're supposed to be, because, yeah, I do not know. Yeah, I wouldn't know where this guy lives. Unless, hold up, can we actually... I'm kind of wondering, maybe if we go to Oakmont City Hall, we'll actually, we can actually find out where he actually lives. I imagine the City Hall would have a residency thing there, so we'll look at that first and see. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, for some reason the game just gets dark when I look at that door. That's super weird. Alright. Let's see here. He lives somewhere in... Alright, so citizens. He would be in Advent. And... citizen records, I guess? What? Alright. George Walter Cavendish. Date of birth, January 26, 1883. Place of birth, Oakmont, Mass. Place of residence, Oakmont, Mass. Advent Central, St. Michael's Road, between Carpenters 3 and Constitution, Flat 2. Flat 2, that's interesting because we're in America and they're using the British term to call the apartments, which is flat. Anyways, occupation, professor of biology, Department of Medicine, Oakmont University, civil status, divorced. The Breaking Bad reference is just so strong with this one, man. That's funny. Good job, Debs. Again, I'll give you props. So, alright, man, I cannot wait for the next Sherlock Holmes game. Dude, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. I mean, I hope it's good. I mean, you know, let's not hold up. First of all, Advent Central. So it's in Advent Central. It's on St. Michael's Road between Carpenter and Constitution. So Carpenter and to Carpenter. Okay, so Carpenter actually kind of goes a little bit, but we also need to find Constitution. Okay, here's Constitution. So I guess like right here then, somewhere like that. So okay. But yeah, nah, man. I was gonna say, I mean, you know, like, it is safe to say that yes, there's, you know, some people have favorite developers or developers they adore so much, but you should also still remain vigilant when it comes to their game. You know, be honest about that, because I mean, any game can come up being either a Battlefield 2042, you know, mess, or a Cyberpunk 2077 release date mess. Which basically, to anyone who just doesn't know, those were two of the most broken games ever made upon release. And it could also happen with Sherlock Holmes, the new Sherlock Holmes game. But again, like, you know, Frogware, these guys are an independent developer company, so I can't really see them being rushed to bum out, you know, their next game, stuff like that. So, I mean, it gives me a lot more hope. So, man, it's so weird. Like a few years ago, like I was, yeah, 3 years ago, I was trying to look for this fucking place where this guy lives. But it's kind of weird. A few years ago, man, I was looking at indie games, and I'm like, I guess there's a certain audience for indie games, but that will never be me. You know, I'm all about the AAA games. You know, I'm looking forward for $60, stuff like that. You know, it has to be good, right? I mean, not every game was good for $60. I'm gonna look up and see where this motherfucker lives. But you know, it's not going to be, you know, just because it's $60 is gonna be good. But that was just my train of thought. You know, I just wasn't ever into yeah, I'm doing like two things at once. Sinking City, Craven, Dish, House. Just gonna look up the. There it is. Okay, I found it. Alright, we're kind of close. It's over here. But anyways, yeah, back in the days, man, I was like, you know, oh man, I'm not gonna be playing these indie games, you know. They're releasing that game for $40, man, it must not be that great, you know, or it's just an indie game company, stuff like that. That was my mindset back in the day, but these days, I welcome indie games, you know, $40, hell yeah, you know, Metal Hellsinger, hell yeah. But, you know, and it's just because, I don't know, I mean, I have less trust for, bigger devs after Battlefield 2042 and, Cyberpunk. I think a lot of people would be like that, but then again, some people still buy Madden every year and get disappointed when it's the same game as last year. I mean, yeah, those people are out there. So, if you want it, take it. It's free. Okay. Alright, anyways. Yeah. What's up, beach? Huh. Alright.
Judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. So why keep it around?
I guess the divorce wasn't his idea. Professor Fact List. Westerbrook usually has his lunch about 2:30. Again, that's another British way of saying, you know, they say 2:30 or 1:45, stuff like that. America, we just say 2:30. You know, yeah. So, hey, it's just what I know from hanging out with a bunch of with having British friends and, well, you know, going to Britain. Get some soap. Anna always stays at the fish market. She shouldn't learn about me. Wow, this guy's a complete stalker. New hauls of fish arrives every 2 days. An ounce per box will be enough. A guard spends most of his time on the second floor during the night. Think about a way to divert suspicions from Westerbrook. Don't want him to come to any harm. Don't forget to return the flash to the storage. Think about plan B. Newspaper issue March. Going, gone. Body count rise as vanishing continues across Oakmont. Locals are in a panic, with most of the reported disappearance occurring in the Shell, Salvation Harbors, and Gravehaven Bay. Captain Caleb Leons of Oakmont Police has put out a call for information. Our evidence suggests a link between those disappearances and the charity organization EOD that has recently risen to prominence among the city's poor, said Leons, whatever. Most of the victims seem to have either joined this group or been a recipient of their alms. We encourage anyone with information to come forward. The Chronicles reminds readers to avoid any suspicious newcomers, especially Innsmouthers. Wow. And to remain at home during the evening hours. Stay alert. Well, I think I'm racist over here.
This Cavendish guy did an impressive investigation, and the EOD's in the center of all of it.
Though I can't imagine it would actually be different to like real world thing, because if like, you know, we're all humans, right? You know, white, blacks, Indians, Hispanic, you know, we're all humans, right? But if we start seeing fish people, like, you know, out of nowhere, I think we'd all be a bit suspicious, you know? And I think it's just because we just don't know much about them, you know? The more we know about them, the more we understand and the less afraid, because I always think that if you're scared of something, it's because you don't know much about it. You know, if you're nervous about, you know, what your boss will say and stuff like that, it's just because you don't know your boss that well. That's just my view of it. Newspaper issue February. Disturbance in the shells as fighting breaks out between locals and Innsmouthers. The cause of the conflict appeared to be with the disappearance of several women, with locals accusing a group of Innsmouthers of crime. I think there's actually a, you know, honestly, I think there's actually a side mission that we were meant to do that involved the disappearance of women. So, if that is, I mean, I definitely check that out, because that's very interesting, how specifically women, you know. Anyways, the Oakmont police continues to investigate the vanishing, but as yet, the case remains unsolved. One source from the shells reports that traces of fish scales and seaweed are found at multiple victims' homes, which seem to have precipitated the fight. Yeah, I know there's like some kind of like drug, like oh god, I can't, pothead joke about seaweed and stuff like that, about fish smoking seaweed and all that. But I'm kind of curious to know that if Innsmouthers are actually, if they were to get high, if they prefer to use seaweed. Oh, that's so stupid. Alright, let's check this locker room. Oh my god. I definitely messed this up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nope. Okay, let's there we go. Oh, yep, there we go.
I loved you. I always loved you.
This guy has dresses.
A lot of fancy dresses locked away in a dark corner for a long time. I'm starting to smell some deep family trauma here.
Yeah.
You will never understand our cause. My child is blessed by the sea. I'm leaving you, George. George, I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine. Mine!
Okay, let's see what we have.
And I honestly wasn't really paying attention. Let's go through this again.
George, I can't live like this anymore.
Okay, I get
There's
it.
something I have to tell you.
So she admits to George. George finds out, gets frustrated.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine. Mine!
And then the wife leaves George.
You will never understand our cause. My child is blessed by the sea. I'm leaving you, George.
George Cavendish. He had a wife named Anna. She had a baby that was not his, but blessed by the sea and claimed by the EOD. This caused their split.
And that would explain why he has a hater boner for EOD. That's not the outfit I'm wearing. No, I understand. It's pre-rendered cutscenes. Back in the days, games do this all the time. Just, you know, I guess, well, because, you know, they're low budget. Yo,
Who are you?
Oh my god, it is Walter White.
Calm down. My name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Right now, you look like someone who's breaking into my house. A burglar. Explain yourself.
I mean, this guy is willing to kill people, right? So let's try to I mean, 'cause I don't want to kill suspect unless I have to, right? I prefer to see them arrested and trial. You know, I'm about justice, right? So let's try to calm this guy down. Try to get out of here without him suspecting that I'm going to arrest his ass at some point, anyways. You know.
Easy there. Anna from the fish market asked me to find you. You know her, right?
I should have guessed. I know her much better than you think. What does she want from me now? She already took everything I have.
It's not about what she wants. It's about what you did. Poisoning the fish. Sound familiar? Yeah, I can prove you did it.
Hold on. Before you jump to conclusions, I want you to know that I had a good reason to do what I did. It all comes back to Anna.
Oh, this should be fun. What's your good reason for poisoning innocent people? You know the EOD are feeding the hungry, don't you?
No, that's exactly the problem. They're not doing it out of charity. They do it to spread their influence and recruit new members.
Well, of course.
Some of those initiates, as they call them, vanish without
People
a
do
trace.
that in the real world today.
They kidnap ordinary folks too.
And poisoning the fish would prevent this. How?
Oh, you see, not everyone in this city
Called
believes
marketing,
in
man.
the EOD yet. They have opposition among the citizens, both rich and poor. A rumor of the EOD's fish being poisonous and several incidents would be enough to undermine the EOD by sparking fear and mistrust.
What's Anna got to do with all this?
As you might have already gleaned, she was my wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it all starts to come together now.
Husband versus wife
The
kind of thing.
EOD robbed me of her. It all started with the free fish. We were all short on food at the time, and then they hooked her with their nonsense about the benevolent sea and greater good. I looked past it for some time, but then...
She became pregnant.
Yes. At first, I was over the moon. But then one day she came to me, that snake, and told me that the child was not mine. She said it was blessed by the sea, that it was demanded by the EOD. Doomed take them! I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't.
So, for those of you who doesn't like do a bunch of like Lovecraftian lore, you know, stuff, like read a bunch of the books and look them up on YouTube and stuff like that, I'll just explain that, as you can tell, Innsmouthers are, you know, fish people, and it is because, you know, the creatures that live in the deep, known as the deep ones, mate with humans, and that's how Innsmouthers are a thing. So that's just a little Lovecraftian verse lore thing, whatever. So yeah.
There must be another way to deal with the EOD. Like, if their crimes are that obvious, why don't you just go to the police?
They're resourceful, those sons of hagfish. They maintain a squeaky clean image, and they're good at it. I tried going to the police. They were no help at all. And I'm not suicidal enough to make it public and take them to court.
What did she mean? Blessed by the sea.
What do you think is the cause of Innsmouth syndrome in people?
Living in Innsmouth?
Oh, come on, man.
That K-forsaken place has nothing to do with it. It comes from breeding with monsters. These sea creatures they call Deep Ones.
Nailed it!
Take our women, and they spoil them with their seed. Then they give birth to degenerate fish-faced offspring.
Where did you learn all of this? This information about the EOD?
After Anna left, I had nothing. But I did have a lot of time to research Innsmouthers, the EOD, and the story behind them. It is an old and powerful organization. They appeared back in the mid-19th century in Innsmouth, and the first people with the Innsmouth syndrome started showing up around that same time.
Ah, perhaps not coincidentally.
No, of course not. And the EOD is immensely rich. The sudden rise to power of the Blackwood family happened right after they joined them.
So what's your next move?
I was interrupted and couldn't finish my task. The EOD received a fresh haul of fish, but now they're on alert and raised their guard. I understand I'm in no position to ask. But after reviewing all the facts I've presented to you, Mr. Reed, would you agree to help me?
Boy, nah, come on, man. You're poisoning innocent people. People who've just been fucked over by a flood, a storm. Nah, man. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say you deserve to die, but I'm not agreeing to this, dude.
You're a madman, Cavendish. You're willing to let innocent people suffer and die just to get revenge on your ex-wife. No, this madness has to stop. And I'm gonna put an end to it right now.
Oh, no. You don't understand.
I'll see you in jail, Cavendish. What the fuck? Yo. Really? Is this seriously how we're gonna... Okay. Well, he didn't leave me a choice, so... Alright. Whoops. I didn't get to read that. Zealous servant of EOD. Anna Cavendish is a zealous servant of EOD, and she'll allow any instruction without hesitation. George Cavendish poisoned the fish, undermined the EOD's charitable operations. So, alright. Well, here's a few things, alright. First of all, I have no reasons to not trust the Innsmouthers. So far, honestly, Innsmouthers just sounds like not like people who just want to, just live their life. Now, unfortunately, because of Innsmouth, I guess being desolated and destroyed, they had to move to Oakmont. So, yes, bringing in a whole new, thing of people and stuff like that can be hard on a bunch of the city's folks here. I understand that. But fucking poisoning them, man, like, really? No, I can't. That's messed up, man. Like I said, I have no real reason. Like, the first Innsmouthed that we met in the game murdered an ape guy. If you guys remember the first case, I believe his name was Albert Throgmorton. He was an asshole, right? The second Innsmouthed that we, like, officially met, though, was Daryl Grimes. He was pretty cool. He was chill. He makes toys for kids, and he also is supposed to guard the fishes, to prevent assholes like this guy from, poisoning it, right? But it just kind of shows me that Innsmouthers kind of have the same mindset and stuff as humans. But, I mean, obviously, it's more... I'm more concerned about the deep ones, I can't exactly remember much lore about them, but I can definitely say that they have something to do with Cthulhu, which is, an ancient god that someday wants to pretty much destroy us. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end the episode here. Yeah, like I said, man, if I really didn't want to kill the guy, but he left me no choice. But hey, you know, at least I'll make the next episode interesting. So, anyways, I gotta go eat some food because I'm starving like a mofo. So, I'll see you guys in the next episode, hopefully. Later.